Have you ever felt stuck, like you have these huge goals, but every time you try to reach them, you just end up back where you started, feeling even more frustrated? If so, you're not alone. Today, I want to share a story about a boy named Ravi, and how a simple lesson from a village potter completely changed his life. This story might just change yours too. Ravi was a quiet, shy boy who lived in a small village. He was full of dreams, but he was also full of self-doubt. He saw his friends achieving great things and felt like he was always falling behind. He'd try to make big, sweeping changes, vowing to study for hours every night or become the most outgoing person in his class overnight. But these grand plans would always fizzle out within a few days, leaving him feeling like a failure. He believed he was simply not good enough, that he lacked the willpower or talent to ever change. The weight of his own expectations was crushing him. One afternoon, feeling particularly down, Ravi wandered to the edge of the village where Baba Isan, the old potter, worked his magic. He sat quietly, watching Baba Isan's hands, weathered by time and clay, as they moved with a gentle, rhythmic grace. The old man was working on a large pot, his fingers dancing over the spinning clay. Ravi noticed that Baba Isan wasn't using force. He wasn't pushing or pulling the clay into submission. Instead, he made tiny, almost imperceptible movements. A slight press here, a gentle lift there. Each small action, repeated over and over, slowly coaxed the formless lump of clay into a beautiful, symmetrical vessel. Ravi was mesmerized. He finally broke the silence and asked, "Baba Isan, how do you create something so perfect from just a lump of mud?" "I always try to make big changes in my life, but I always fail." Baba Isan smiled, his eyes twinkling. He didn't stop his work. He just said, "Ravi, my boy, you cannot force a pot into existence. If you push too hard, it will collapse. True creation is a dance of patience. It's the sum of 1,000 small, gentle touches. Each touch might seem insignificant on its own, but together they create something strong and beautiful." Those words hit Ravi like a bolt of lightning. 1,000 small, gentle touches. He had been trying to build his life with a sledgehammer when what he needed was a potter's touch. The next morning, a shift occurred. Instead of vowing to study for 3 hours, Ravi decided to study for just 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes. It felt almost silly, but it was manageable. He did it, and the next day, he did it again. He also decided to wake up just 5 minutes earlier than usual. Not an hour, just 5 minutes. He used that time to sit in silence and plan his day. He started reading a book, but not the whole thing, just a few pages before bed. He wanted to improve his English, so he committed to learning just 2 new words each day. These actions were so small they felt almost effortless. There was no resistance, no feeling of being overwhelmed. For the first time, consistency didn't feel like a chore. It felt like a quiet victory. 30 days passed. Ravi didn't even notice the change at first, but it was happening. Those 10 minutes of daily study had added up to 5 hours of focused learning. His grades started to creep up. Those few pages a day meant he had finished a whole book. The 2 new English words a day meant he had 60 new words in his vocabulary. He started to feel a spark of confidence he hadn't felt before. It wasn't a roaring fire, but it was a warm, steady glow. He was proving to himself, one small step at a time, that he wasn't a failure. He was a work in progress, just like the potter's clay. Then came the announcement for the annual school public speaking competition. The old Ravi would have shrunk at the very thought. The idea of standing in front of everyone, of being judged, was his worst nightmare. But this was a new Ravi, a small voice inside him, nurtured by 30 days of small wins, whispered, "What if you tried?" Fear was still there, a loud, clamoring voice of doubt. But tist. Possibility was there too. He went to see Baba Isan again. "Baba," he said, his voice trembling a little. "I want to enter the competition, but I'm terrified." I'm not as smart or as confident as the others. Baba Isam was finishing a small cup. He held it up to the light and said, Ravi, look at this cup. Is it better than the large pot I made last month? Is it worse? No. It is simply itself. The goal is not to be better than the other speakers. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Can you be a little braver today than you were yesterday? That is the only competition that matters. That was the final piece of the puzzle. It wasn't about being the best. It was about being better. Ravi applied his small steps philosophy to the competition. He didn't try to write the entire speech in one go. The first day, he just wrote down a few ideas. The next, he wrote the introduction. He practiced not in front of a mirror, but by saying one line out loud. Then a paragraph. He broke down the terrifying mountain of giving a speech into a series of small, manageable hills. Each day, he took one more small step, becoming just a little bit better than the Ravi of yesterday. The day of the competition arrived. His heart was pounding. But as he walked onto the stage, he wasn't thinking about winning. He was thinking about the journey. He looked at the audience, took a deep breath, and began to speak. He didn't deliver a grand, polished oration. He simply told his story. He talked about feeling like a failure, about trying to make big changes and falling short. He talked about Baba Ison and the lesson of the potter's wheel. He told everyone, I used to think that success was a huge leap, a moment of dramatic transformation. But I've learned that's not true. Real change, real confidence, doesn't come from one giant act. It comes from the small things we do every single day, consistently. It's the 10 minutes of study, the 5 minutes of waking up early, the one extra page you read. These are the small, gentle touches that shape our lives. As he spoke, he felt a profound sense of calm. He was no longer the shy, insecure boy hiding in the shadows. He was Ravi, a storyteller, sharing his truth. He concluded his speech by saying, Do you want to wait for the perfect day or for a burst of motivation to start changing your life? Start today. Start with one small, tiny, almost insignificant step, because 1,000 of those small steps, taken one after another, will lead you to a place you never thought possible. The hall was silent for a moment, and then it erupted in applause. Ravi hadn't just given a speech. He had given everyone a gift, the permission to start small. He showed them that they didn't need to be superhuman to achieve their dreams. They just needed to be consistent. So, what is the one small thing you can do today? Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk. Maybe it's reading a single page of a book. Maybe it's writing one sentence in a journal. Whatever it is. No matter how small, do it, and then do it again tomorrow. Because great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. Just like Baba Isan's pot, your life is a masterpiece waiting to be shaped, one gentle touch at a time. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that helps you build a better life, one small step at a time. I'd love to hear in the comments, what is the one small step you're going to take today? Let's inspire each other. See you in the next video.